Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today we're going to be confessing about, the reality that we're going to be facing as a generation. And man, I'm going to say, guys, we are fucking doomed. Like, no joke. We are literally doomed as a generation. Now, I want to describe these things in different details, actually, about what I've experienced and what we're going to be experiencing in the future, as in my prediction. Like, I've been predicting things, recently, and sometimes they become pretty much accurate over the, past and all that crap that I predicted things. And guess what? Now I'm here predicting even more shit that is going to happen within the future. And us as a generation, right? We are fucking doomed. Like, I'm not the smartest person in the world, nor if I'm like the most wisest. But if I want to be very very honest, guys, we're literally heading towards humanitarian doom right now. Yeah, we are literally heading to a doom that we're going to have to basically face and try to survive, even though that our life expectancy is going to be cut short because of these problems that we have to face. It doesn't matter about the medical advancements that we basically had in the past, right? Like the medical advances of like the cure of cancer and other cures that are basically growing up and all that crap, and making there's like a lot of investments in medical history, right? A lot of medical investments. But even though that if we basically invest in medical advances, there's always going to be something that is going to be much more dangerous coming towards us, right? So think about it. Like, if we think about a cure of cancer right now, right, any type of cancer would be cured, right? There's going to be another disease that's going to be way more deadlier than cancer itself, and probably going to happen within the near future. And so we can't basically underestimate fucking life as we think that we can basically defeat, like, very, very difficult, obstacles in our life. Like, we're going to have to face it. Like, we can't say, oh, our life is going to be so much more easier as we grow up. No, it's not going to become easier, guys. We are literally in fucking hell right now, guys. Think about it in the past. Like, we don't really have a lot of technology, right? And so we think our lives were harder back then. Nope. Apparently, it was easier to get a house back then. Like, basically, the average house prices back then were like $50,000 or $60,000, and like that was pretty much easy and simple. A regular job literally can basically make that happen, make a family and all that crap. But as technology becomes more advanced, right, and people think our lives are getting easier, may want to think again, because basically we're in this time frame where everything is basically easier, right? See this little thing right here? This is the stat right here. This is easy. This is effort, right? This is nothing. This is basically like, very, very easy step. But then as we approach the future, it's just going to go up and up and up. And the efforts that we basically try and all that crap will be, useless, right? And so let's talk about climate change, because climate change is the major threat, right? It's the biggest threat that we've seen in millions of years. And so as we basically progress, climate change will spike up, right? And no matter how much we freaking invest in renewable energy, it is still rising, guys. It is still going up. Like, it's going up, 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 like freaking up from the movie, like in Disney movies, right? And so, yeah, what are we gonna do about it? Like, we're doing little. Like, the speed that climate change is going, like it's accelerating. Like, it's going so fucking fast. And so the progress of humans basically coming up with a plan of renewable energy and combating climate change is so freaking slow. Like, it's the slowest that they ever been. Like, it's basically when newer things become more advanced, right? And like, wind turbines and like, renewable energy and all that crap, right? The reliability issues are the main fucking factor of why wind turbines fail and why other things like, solar panels, fry up. And so that's basically slowing down the process of combating climate change. And not to mention, the freaking climate is getting worse, and the turbulence in the air is basically affecting plane navigation. And so it's gonna be fucking chaos like no other. Like, we never seen this before. And so it's just gonna get way worse. Like, as a generation, we have to face it. Like, my Gen Z's, Gen Betas and all that crap, and Gen Alphas, I mean, even the fucking Gen Alphas, I'm like, worried about them. I'm worried about the Gen Beta people. Like they're getting cooked. Like their brains are getting fried up and brain rotted as well because of the technology that we use. Like technology, like think about it. Like the phones that we use today, like my phone. Like honestly, think about it. It's like a fucking addicting drug. Like it's basically so addicting, and so like it's so fucking addicting, and it's causing more hurt than just fucking good. Like honestly, it's causing more problems in people right now than it did before, like back in the past where there was the first iPhone that came out or the first Android phone that came out, like way back then, like years before. And now we're facing like, problems with it. And so we are so addicted to fucking technology that now we're creating robots and AI and all that crap, which is just getting so much more worse. Like technology is not making things better. It's not. Like, why do you people think that technology is going to make our lives easier? It's basically not making our lives easier. It's making our lives more in danger. Like, it's basically more of a threat to our lives nowadays than it should be. Like, we got these freaking evil people controlling what we watch and controlling what we do. Like, now we have fucking age verification, everything. And why do we think that technology is just going to be like the finest, most unappealing, basically the most appealing freaking source of life that will basically help us throughout the whole entire future? And robots are going to replace our jobs, so we can just sit back and be fucking lazy, not exercising or touch fucking grass, and just let the fucking robots do the work. Unless one fucking kills you in the fucking future, because apparently that can fucking happen. Like there has been robot deaths before, and like now we're facing this reality that robots are going to be taking over, and AI is going to be taking over and all that shit. And the things that we basically rely on today, which is basically technology, like the technology that we have today for purchases, will be like, impounded. Like it'll be impounded. Like you have to basically do something to get it back, right? Like get things paid and all that. Like the government literally has so much fucking control because of their fucking technological advances. And now I think that we are fucking doomed as a freaking generation for many reasons of these. And so the climate, the technological advances, and now people's mental health, because now it's affecting them too. Because now people's mental health is going over the fucking roof. Like honestly, like I cannot stop seeing people becoming so fucking angry over fucking pity shit. Sorry if I'm swearing a lot. I'm a swear, maniac. But at the same time, I've been seeing a lot of very very, you know, very very average day people becoming mad over something very very petty. Like think about Donald Trump. He's like almost 80 years old, and back then he was mature. Like he was like what a man should be, like a mature man. But now he's very very immature. He is thinking that he has power all over the world. Like he's one of the most powerful men in the world, and he's using it immaturity. And so there's a lot of people, even in this age, right? Even in this older generation, like millennials and like Gen X and Gen Z and all that crap, right? They are just they are basically very very immature, and they are just becoming even more immature. Like honestly, like if you think kids are immature, I mean look at the fucking adults that we have today. Like they are fucking yelling their freaking butts off over a fucking candy store of some sort, or fucking Pokemon cards for an example. Like what? Like I'm autism, right? I'm autistic. Like honestly, and like I'm seeing this shit unfold before my fucking eyes, and like it's just crazy that we have people like this today. And I'm the only one that is basically I'm not struggling mentally or anything like that, but I'm just a typical normal man, what people will basically describe me as. But I'm seeing a whole bunch of people becoming so immature these days. It is basically unfucking believable, honestly. It is so unbelievable that we can see so much freaking people, elderly people, and middle-aged people, and people who are starting their adulthood acting so immature these days. Like you cannot take a break from this shit. Like it's incredibly stupid. Like even the IQ, even the average IQ of the American people, including even us in Canada, is going downhill. Like it's going down. And so we have an increase of freaking mass shootings in schools, including other public places. And like that's the grim reality that we're going to be facing and will continue to get worse. Like I say this many times, get worse, get worse, gets worse. Can I basically not say anything positive? No, because there's nothing fucking positive about this fucking world that we're gonna be freaking facing. There's so much problems. And if we think that our life is going to basically become more easier, think again, because apparently technology, climate change, and mental health people and all those fucking, problems that we're basically going to be facing right now, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse, 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 and there's nothing that we can fucking do about it. Like literally, if you think that you can, basically have this, like, say this. Oh, we can probably fix this. We're gonna probably, switch it around, and we can probably make it a little bit better for the future. No, it's not. That's not what they're doing. They're just saying that because they want freaking positive news in their life. When they are basically distracted by positive news, they are unaware of the fucking consequences later on, like like we're basically more distracted about good news than bad news, honestly, obviously, because bad news basically is something that a lot of people avoid. But if you pay attention to bad news, then you become more aware and it faces the actual reality that we face, like honestly. And so if we're so distracted about good news, actually, it makes people so unprepared. It makes people so unaware, and it manipulates the fucking person itself to basically think that the world is just becoming better. There's a cure for cancer and all that crap, right? Until another fucking deadlier disease comes straight after them, actually, and kills 1/3 of mankind, which that could fucking happen in the future. And like people just don't realize that, and I'm the only one that does. Like I pay attention to bad news more than the good news because apparently the good news becomes more accurate than the good news. If I have anything positive to say, actually, it's because our body is adapting to the fucking climate. That's the good news. But the bad news is that we're gonna get fucking whacked by fucking severe weather. There's nothing always good that it's gonna be happening. It's just gonna be bad. It's just gonna be worse. You know. But if I want to be honest, there is some people that can help you, right? There is some good news, right? And the good news is about climate change is that people are trying their best. They're really basically working their butts off. The people who really cared about the environment are really basically helping each other. Make a positive change. But I am so sorry, but it's just not working. I am, the efforts that we're basically doing right now to cut back from the CO2 emissions that we're basically doing right now, it's just gonna be so little. Like it's just gonna be so tiny. Even if you did like a little bit of a dip in like CO2 emissions, the average Earth temperature is still gonna go up. Like it's just not gonna change. And so there's never been a fucking change. Honestly, it's changing. It's changing for the worse. It's nothing changing for the positive. So yeah, there's nothing new about this. There's nothing new about positivity anymore. It's just positivity. It's just a distant dream nowadays. Like if I want to say a dream, I mean, go back into the fucking past. I mean, it's actually more better to get a house, eat better and all that crap, and have actual friends that are basically caring for you. And now we are facing this grim reality nowadays in 2020, within 2025, and probably by 2030, I think we're gonna be, witnessing a whole bunch of freaking, record breaking shit that will basically be the worst that we've seen in a long ass time since World War II, since World War III, probably even World War fucking III is coming. And so people are very, very unaware of that. I mean, some people are aware, but like me, like other people in this generation, like I'm aware, but other people are not really focusing on World War III, even though it's coming. And there's been a lot of freaking shit that's been happening. It's going downhill. It's been a lot of events, a lot of wars, a lot of natural disasters. Earthquakes that are just ginormous, like ginormous earthquakes, like killing like hundreds of people, and they're getting bigger each and every year. And like it's just a grim reality. Like I'm literally seeing this unfold, even though we haven't been really impacted by a lot of changeable events that's been going on around the world right now. I'm lucky to have like God with my side that is actually protecting us from all of these dangerous realities that we face as a generation. And so right now it's very very quiet outside. There's barely no wind, barely, and it was snowing. Like there was like a lot of snow that came down today. And so yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That was a lot of snow, and it was more than I was expecting. But it's very very average for me. It's very very average to see a Canadian to have snow, and basically it's not really going to bother them that much, and it's not really much snow. Like when we go into January. But for this time of year, it's kind of early, and it's been the earliest since 56 years. And honestly, it's just kind of surprising, and sometimes kind of worrying, because I'm worried about climate change and other things, and my life is in the prompt of fucking doom. And I can't do nothing. I mean, I can't really do nothing about it. I can probably change my mental health. I can probably, try to do things to make me happy, which is basically you guys that are basically making me, more satisfied with myself. But satisfaction doesn't always mean that your life is going to be perfect. Obviously not. And it's just going to become more of a downhill trend. And it's just going to keep on going downhill. And there's literally nothing that we can do about it. As a person, as a a generation, I'm kind of scared for my life. I think you should be scared of your life, and I think you should be more aware of about the reality that we are basically facing in this whole entire situation that the world is going through as well. And there's a lot of fake information outside, and a lot of fake identifications. A lot of AI that are basically very very false, becoming more realistic, confusing people, manipulating people, and stealing, information. That's why we have the age verification and everything that we discussed right now, as I predicted. And that's just gonna be my last warning video for the fucking world before things go fucking shit, goes fucking south. So, if any of y'all who are watching this, be aware, because we won't last long. Honestly. We won't last long, and we will face very, very bad situations ahead. Like I said, my predictions are 65% accurate, and if I'm wrong and there is something, then that's so surprising. That's basically, something that I will basically be happy about. But at the same time, if I just hope that my predictions are wrong at this point. Like, it's bad when a predictor hopes their prediction is wrong. But half of the time, sometimes their predictions are right, like my predictions. And it scares me at this point when I predict things right. And hopefully it just doesn't come true. It's just my view at this point. But anyways, that's the end. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out. I hate books. Books.